Hi, I'm Dr. Malcolm Cook, a program director at the Lowy Institute, and one area of specific interest to us recently has been Australia's increasing involvement with weak and fragile states. Weak and failing states are the epicenter of many of the new security threats in the world, from drug trafficking to people smuggling to safe havens for terrorism. This is not just a problem for small peripheral states. Consider Afghanistan, Burma, Haiti, Somalia, and closer to home, Papua New Guinea, and on a much larger scale, Iraq. The most difficult situation is cases of subnational state failure, like the southern Philippines and southern Thailand. Often the national political systems of these countries benefit from the stateless nature of these areas. The southern Philippines fuses state failure with a local insurgency and regional terrorists in a particularly difficult way. Two main suspects in the second Bali bombing are still on the run in the Philippines, despite a massive military effort to catch them and a decade-old peace effort to end the local insurgency that provides them safe haven. Australia's immediate neighborhood, the South Pacific, is home to many states, micro and not so micro, facing different levels of state failure, and we face this arc of responsibility largely alone. Since 1999, Australia has created an accidental empire, becoming deeply involved in supporting East Timor's transition to independence, rebuilding Solomon Islands, and strengthening Papua New Guinea. Financial commitment is large and open-ended, and results so far are mixed at best. The risk in these exercises are many. These fledgling nations can become dependent on long-term supervision, and the risk of premature departure may lead to the rescuer being blamed for subsequent failure. In 2006, our aid budget was doubled and further concentrated on dealing with the problems of state failure in our neighborhood, spanning from eastern Indonesia throughout the whole South Pacific to the southern Philippines. Yet, Australia's influence in the South Pacific is declining, and regional political elites are turning against Australia. Our costs are rising at the same time that our influence is declining. Will the new power in the region, China, join us in addressing the problems of state failure? So far, the answer looks like no. With the poorest states and regions being further marginalized, the scope and spread of state failure has the potential to grow significantly. Demand for new sources of raw materials is pushing exploration further into these areas of state failure, such as Mindanao, Papua, and Sudan. This is no longer simply a diplomatic or developmental issue. However, the increased focus on state failure also offers two positive potentials. Firstly, if sustained foreign support can help reverse state failure, then new, stronger markets may emerge, with populations open to the outside world. Secondly, a new focus on state failure by donors and their interest in engaging with the private sector is opening up new market opportunities in key sectors like public-private partnerships.